First of all, I'm so proud of my boy Kevin Ali. It's been years since I've seen him.
Are we now pronouncing his name like Ali, like he's Muhammad Ali?
You know what? Yes. He seems that way right now, but he was always a bright basketball mind, highly professional. I covered him when I was a beat writer in Philadelphia. He was there playing under Larry Brown. He was fantastic.
I think I covered him about 7 times in 7 places.
You might have. But regardless of the great the great ability that he has and whatever expectations you may have had for him, we didn't expect this. We didn't expect this. I mean, he's done a fabulous job, and he deserves a lot of credit. However, I'm not going to pick him to win the national championship tonight. I'm going to roll with Kentucky, which is what I said before the Final Four began. Obviously, I didn't pick Kentucky to get here to begin with because I thought Wichita State would come out of that region. But in the end, beating Louisville, beating Wichita State, beating Michigan, I mean, what are you going to say? What you're seeing from these guys, I mean, it's just spectacular. Skip, I understand Wisconsin played a great game. And it's hard to play Wisconsin because they hold on to the ball. They make you play defense for 30 out of the 35 seconds minimum. I mean, Kaminsky, the way he was shut down, limited to 7 shots, they deserve a lot, show they could defend. But as sporadic as they may have been, as many times I found myself screaming at the television because I'm like, will you shoot up for a jumper? Calipari, stop telling them not to shoot the J. Shoot the J, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, when they went on that 15-0 run, they just showed you something during that period of time that everybody in college basketball simply can't do. Now, I understand when you look at Shabazz Napier, when you look at Boatwright, the backcourt for UConn is going to have to play stellar. This is like Villanova versus Georgetown back in the 80s, okay? You got to play, I'm not saying literally, I'm just saying you got to play the perfect game from your backcourt. That's what I'm saying. You're going to have to get this guy Daniels to show up again, and he's going to have to do what he did Saturday, okay? This is how you're going to be able to beat Kentucky. And I don't see that happening.
Shabazz, were you just listening to what he just said? Stephen A. Smith, just because UConn demolished the team I picked to win it all, Florida, the overall #1 seed, I am going with the underdog in this game. And by the way, the Huskies are 2.5-point underdogs to lose to the Fab Six tonight in the championship game. But I am here to remind you that when I least expected it, Shabazz and company, maybe in large part because of Kevin Ali, as in the rising star coach who could become the, I don't know, dare I say, the Muhammad Ali of coaching at some point? Is he not on that fast track?
I like it.
Okay, I do too. When I least expected it, UConn didn't just beat Michigan State, who, by the way, was the consensus pick of all of our experts here at ESPN. Yep. They made Michigan State look like it had forgotten how to play basketball. And then after Florida leaped ahead 16-4 the other night, UConn didn't just beat Florida, it made Florida look like it had forgotten how to play basketball. Both teams played their worst game of the year on the biggest stage thanks to UConn's defense, thanks to Kevin Ali's game plan. Stephen A., I'm going to remind you, UConn's defense held Michigan State, which is no tiny team, to 21 points below its average, and held Florida, a team that looked invincible, to 17 points below its average. So if Kentucky averages 75 a game, I'm going to be a little conservative here. I'll say that UConn holds the Fab Six to a mere 13 points below its average. I'm going to go UConn 65-62. 65-62. And one of my theories continues to prove true. What have I always told you about my one shining moment theory? It's my senior guard theory, the iffy NBA prospect. How many times have we seen the iffy NBA prospect win it all, lead a team to one shining moment? Dare I go through the list quickly for you? Jeff Shepard. Remember him at Kentucky? He was the MOP. Where is he now? I don't know. Khalid El-Amin, Juan Dixon, Mateen Cleaves, Peyton Siva here recently with Louisville. Now, Kemba Walker was the one small exception. He led the UConn team to a championship, as you well remember. Had iffy pro prospects, but proved everybody wrong and proved Michael Jordan right. Congratulations, Michael Jordan, for making the playoffs, thanks in part to Kemba Walker. But my point is, Shabazz looks like that guy. Doesn't he look like that guy? The guy who's not even 6 feet tall, he and Ryan Boatwright, who's a junior. But what a size mismatch this should be. Your two Harrison twins are 6 feet 6 inches tall. These two guys, veterans though they are, They're under 6 feet tall. Can they cover these guys? I'm going to say they can because they keep proving me wrong just on game plan, on quickness, savvy, on ball stealing. That they disrupt people. So I think they can disrupt the Harrison twins.
They can disrupt the Harrison twins. There's no doubt about it, even though I like them a great deal and they've got a lot of promise. Here's where UConn can make it very, very scary. They have quickness at their guard spot. Well, everybody's thinking, okay, that means you can have the ability to get to the hole. You're going to be able to get your shot off. It's a bigger problem. Unless Kentucky is coming out there and hitting perimeter shots and not relying on doing so by Harrison in the last 5 seconds.
They didn't do it against Wisconsin. They didn't even take perimeter shots.
They weren't even taking them. You're not going to be able to get to – I don't believe Kentucky is going to be able to get to the hole with the ease that they've been able to do throughout this tournament against UConn. I think with Napier and Boatwright, I think that they have the ability to get up in you, to be quick enough to keep a body in front of you at all times. If they're able to do that, you essentially turn Kentucky into a primarily perimeter shooting team. If that happens, if your shot's not falling, obviously you're in a world of trouble. If you're turning the ball over, obviously you're in a world of trouble because Kentucky does have its moments where they're a bit erratic. But I believe in these young boys, man. I believe in these young boys. And I'm watching them right now. And here's what I like about them. 2 things. I love their athleticism, and I love the fact that they step up in big moments. When you count them out is when they rise to the occasion.